Hello and welcome to Lacey Township Today, the show that showcases the school system and the township.
The month of February is an exciting month. It is the month that symbolizes love and compassion towards our fellow man.
Let's take a look at what's going on this month.
Different months have celebrated different things, but this month we're going to celebrate Black History. WLTS reporter Kristen Sobel has more on the story.
As we all know, February is Black History Month. So in honor of those who have stuck up for what they believe in, we are taking the time to acknowledge their great achievements. Martin Luther King was a Baptist minister and a civil rights leader. In 1964, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and is known for his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Thurgood Marshall was a civil rights lawyer during racial segregation. He had 30 cases and won 29 of them. His most famous case was Brown versus the Board of Education of Topeka, which ended segregation in schools. He was the first African American appointed to the Supreme Court. George Washington Carver majored in the sciences in college and helped farmers grow better crops in the late 1800s and 1900s. He convinced farmers to grow peanuts. Because of him, we now enjoy peanut butter. Sojourner Truth was a slave up until 1827, where she was freed by the New York Emancipation Act. Standing at 6 feet tall and having an excellent speaking voice, crowds always gathered to listen to her opinions. In 1854, she gave her famous speech at the Ohio Women's Rights Convention in Akron, Ohio, called Ain't I a Woman? Rosa Parks was a civil rights leader during segregation. She refused to surrender her seat to a Caucasian passenger and was arrested. She took part in the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955 to 1956. She is now recognized as the mother of the Civil Rights Revolution. Harriet Tubman is known for leading nearly 300 Maryland slaves to safety via the Underground Railroad. She was a spy for the Union and went behind enemy lines during the Civil War and would recruit slaves to fight in the army.
Thank you, Kristen. That's extremely interesting.
Yeah, that was a great segment. I think it's great that our society can really appreciate what African Americans have done for us.
Yeah, I agree.
But we should do it more often, not just in February, though.
Yep, I agree. As you start your morning commute every day, I'm sure you've noticed the construction that's been happening on Lacey Road. The Lacey Road widening project is underway. Motorists can expect significant delays on portions of Lacey Road, which is east of the Garden State Parkway. The current phase of construction is focused on widening Lacey Road from the Garden State Parkway to the widened portion leading up to Manchester Ave. Motorists should factor these delays into their travel time plans, as it may cause problems on the route to work or school. Remember, take 5, arrive alive.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. Stay with us for the rest of Lacey Township Today.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade, and I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
Welcome back. In this month, in high school, the National Honor Society inductees their new members. Chris Ferran has the full story.
January has finally arrived. For some, it means that midterms are coming soon. But for others, it has another meaning. NHS induction. Juniors and seniors who worked hard their entire high school year are getting what they deserve, to be recognized as members of the National Honor Society. The organization is run by Mrs. Penna, and I want to ask her a few questions. So, Ms. Penna, I have to ask you, what do you do for the National Honor Society?
Well, Chris, I basically help the students decide which topics they're going to explore, what services we're going to do and where we volunteer our services.
How do you choose who gets into National Honor Society?
Basically, any student that maintains a GPA of 3.5 will get an invitation to apply to NHS. Once they get that invitation, they must complete a profile which will demonstrate the four characteristics of NHS, which are scholarship, leadership, service, and character.
What are some of the benefits of being in NHS?
Well, some of the benefits, the students will get the opportunity to do a lot of volunteer work for both the school and the community. We provide babysitting services for the PTA, we organize and run 2 blood drives for the Red Cross, and we provide tutoring services throughout the school community.
That's good, that's good. This year, do you know how many people are being inducted into NHS?
Approximately 75, I believe, this year are being inducted into NHS, which will join our 72 members.
I asked Ms. Petta who some of the people being inducted were, and I went and asked them a few questions. So tell me, what is your name?
Michael Morris.
Tell me, Mike, how do you feel about finally getting into NHS?
It's pretty cool. I'm glad I'm getting into NHS this year. I didn't get in last year, but I did this year. So.
Tell me, Ryan Calorell, how do you feel about finally getting into NHS?
It's good. I'm proud of myself, I guess.
So tell me, Josh, how do you feel about finally getting into NHS?
Oh, I'm very happy.
Who is your mentor for NHS?
It's my aunt. My aunt Kimberly is my mentor, yes.
Why did you choose your aunt as your mentor?
Well, she's actually the head of a bank in New York, so she knows a lot about money, and she's pretty good with managing things, and so I think she's a good person to look up to if I want to go anywhere in the business world.
For the National Honor Society induction, I have chosen Mr. Hickman to be my mentor.
He's a nice guy. I have to ask you, though, why did you choose Mr. Hickman?
Because he's been a mentor to me for about the 4 years that I've been in the high school.
My mentor is Mr. Iannini.
Oh, really? Why did you choose Mr. Iannini?
I chose Mr. Iannini because he's the history teacher here, and history happens to be one of my favorite subjects. I had him last year. I thought it was a good choice.
So there you have it. On January 31st, these students will embark on a journey that many aren't allowed to go on. They'll be among the proud who are known as members of NHS.
That was a great story.
That is a really great organization, National Honor Society. You know, they help kids with tutoring, other stuff.
Yeah, they do a lot for the community, and they're all really, really nice in there.
Good, intelligent people. This has been a good season for Lacey High School's winter track team. Shot putter Vinny Alardo broke the school shot put record his first meet of the season. This took place at Howell High School with a throw of 57 and 6.5. John Provoznik, Lacey men's high jumper, tied the school record at CBA in the beginning of the season with a jump of 6.6. Then later breaks the school record at the Ocean County individuals with a jump of 6.7. Girls winter tracks also made nice accomplishments this season.
Chris Ryan has also visited Mr. Stike's acting class when the Surflight Theater held an acting workshop sponsored by Ocean First. Here's the full story.
Hello, I'm Chris Ryan, here with Mr. Stike. I'm going to ask him a few questions about that grant. So, Mr. Stike, tell me, who sponsored this grant?
Well, the grant is sponsored by Ocean First Bank. It's a $25,000 grant. It's one of 10, I believe, that were given throughout the entire state of New Jersey from over 100 schools that applied for it.
Okay, and while I was here, I noticed there were two people, giving some tips on how to be better at acting. Who were they?
Well, they were professional actors. Their names were Aaron and Andrew. They're from the Surflight Theater Company. They're both professionally trained. They've acted in New York and across the country, actually. And now they do educational outreach programs as well as continuing to act. And their workshops are a portion of the grant money that Ocean First provided for us. So they're coming several times between now and June to offer our acting students professional tips and workshops and seminars on acting and performing arts.
And what else is that grant money used for?
Well, the grant also supplied us with many, many materials that are now in the library: plays, books, research materials, DVDs, recordings, musical recordings that have to do with theater and the theater arts, and also music. And in addition to that, there are some new computer software programs that are available to our music students to use, and some media support as well, so that we can watch and use the materials effectively in the classroom.
For this grant, how many other schools applied for it?
I believe it was over 100, and they selected 10 out of the entire state.
For the teachers at the school, who was like very involved in applying for the grant?
Well, the grant was actually written by Mrs. Versillo, and all of the work was done by her. She had the forward-thinking skills to think of the idea and see that we were developing a new theater program in the high school to expand our arts curriculum, and she took the idea and she ran with it. She researched the grant, she did all the work, all the paperwork, and basically it was all her work. I had very little to do with it other than, just to give my input. Yes, these are good materials to use and so forth. And she was very thorough in the process and in the research skills, and she was awarded the grant for the high school.
Well, I thank you for sitting down and having the time to talk.
That's really great, Chris. Once again, it's really good that they bring in like outside people to teach kids how to act, because acting, it can be, you could get a lot of money from acting if you're a good enough actor, and you got to learn somewhere.
Yeah, and it gives the students something to look forward to. And Miss Versillo did a great job. Got the acting students a really great program, and people come visiting them, helping them out. It's really great.
Yep. All right. President's Day weekend is coming up, which means school is closed from February 16th to February 19th. President's Day is always the third Monday of February, honoring our first president, Washington, and Lincoln, who was the 16th president, and many other men who served as presidents.
It's time again to take another short break. Stay tuned to TV 21.
Bad people, the gang members in the neighborhood. My brother, he wouldn't be happy at all if I was to tell him I was going to drop out of school. He would not approve of that, because then that's going to be two of us not handling our business.
Me and my friends are close, and we all believe in each other. I know they could graduate, even if it takes them longer than the 4 years.
We have classes together, so
we study together, we help each other with our homework.
Realized we messed up in the past.
Failed a couple classes before, not doing as much work as I should be doing. My two best friends, they keep me working hard.
And we're back. In recent months, a skate park has been added to Gillies Park. Numerous fields and playgrounds. K-Trap has the scoop from local skaters.
Today I will be interviewing people about the new skate park in Lacey Township. Many of the Lacey Township residents thought instead of just having parks that aid soccer players and baseball players, they decided to build a skate park for all the skaters that had nowhere else to skate but ShopRite. What do you think about the new skate park?
I think it's pretty cool. They have many cool different things that you could ride your skateboard on.
Do you think it helps out with like all the skating around ShopRite and things?
Yeah, well, it keeps people out of trouble sometimes, and then sometimes maybe not.
What's your favorite thing at the skate park?
The little mini ramp.
Okay. What is your favorite part of the skate park?
Probably, what was it, the mini ramp?
And do you think it is a good asset to Lacey Township?
I think it's better because a lot of people aren't in front of ShopRite getting in trouble.
What do you think about the new skate park?
I think it's the greatest thing ever created in Lacey.
What is your favorite part of the skate park?
The ramps.
Do you go there a lot?
Every day with my friends.
Okay, thanks. As you can tell, the new skate park was a great addition to Lacey's parks. The skaters have a new place to skate now instead of just skating around sidewalks and ShopRite. That's going to wrap it up. I'm Kate Trapp. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Kate. That's really great because it keeps a lot of the skaters who always go to the ShopRite getting in trouble, keeps them out of trouble.
Keeps them out of a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble.
And there's always policemen there, so they're always keeping an eye on everybody, make sure nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, it really is a good thing. It's a good investment, so we don't lose it.
In the high school gym, a fierce tournament waged on between the best of the best volleyball teams. Jackie Berkelson has the full story.
Hi, I'm here at Lacey Township High School's championship volleyball game. Today I will be interviewing some of the players that played in this tournament. How did your team do in this volleyball tournament?
We actually played this team behind you. We gave them a run for their money, but it wasn't enough in the end.
Well, we lost first round because we didn't really communicate, or like we just would stand there because we thought someone else would get it. We didn't call it out or anything who would get it, so yeah, we kind of lost first round by 1 point.
Do you think it's a good thing that the gym classes are having this tournament?
I really do. It makes everybody want to try even harder in gym and come here with people watching you. It's a fun place to play volleyball, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun. We just got to get a better team together and actually communicate, and we could probably win it next year.
I think it's really exciting to watch because it's really intense and stuff. I'm over in the stands and it looks pretty good.
I think it's a great opportunity for our kids. They work the tournament throughout the first 10 weeks, actually the first 5 weeks of the marking period, and this is what it's culminating with, is crowning a champion of the entire volleyball tournament. Well, this was a trial basis, and I think we were trying to see if we could make it work where the kids were accountable and that the teachers were able to run this kind of a thing, and I think as I speak to you right now, this is certainly something we could do in the future.
I'm actually rooting for the Period 11 gym with Chris Myler. Period 1 was a heavy favorite, so it's an underdog story for Period 11.
This tournament allowed the kids to have fun, get good exercise, and be competitive. So it looks like this tournament is going to go on for many years to come.
Thank you, Jackie. That's Ask a Sign. Excellent. You know, I really do think it's great that that they're doing that with the volleyball. You know, like Tim LaCrasse in the studio was telling me about, you know, in his elementary school how they used to do it with all the elementary schools. Like they would divide it up and then they bring other elementary schools and stuff. And I just think it's great that they do that.
Yeah, everybody always seems to get really, really into it. And it's good that they're taking it to that next level. Makes it a little more fun, something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Every month, 2 seniors are chosen as Senior of the Month. They are chosen because they impact the impact they leave on the school. This month, it's Kim Karaki and Chris D'Amico.
I'm Kimberly Karaki, and I'm January Senior of the Month. I'm editor of the yearbook, and I'm in SGA, ADA, Interact, and Intergenerational Club, and NHS.
I'm Linda Serino, and I have had the pleasure of being this month's Senior of the Month's teacher for the past 4 years. Kim has proven herself over and over again in her academic works and also with her school clubs. She is a dedicated young lady who will certainly succeed in whatever she chooses to do. Good luck, Kim, and I'm proud of you.
The colleges that I'm looking at include University of Sciences in Philadelphia, University of Rhode Island, Massachusetts College of Pharmacy, and Rutgers University. I plan to become a pharmacist and work with senior citizens and people in the community.
Hey, I'm Chris D'Amico, Senior of the Month for January. My clubs and activities I did during high school are 4 years of football and 4 years of PTSA. I'm currently looking at Keene University and William Patterson to play football. The major that I'm looking to do is either business or criminal justice.
And we're back. It's great to see that other groups are being represented and getting recognized for the great things they do. Like Kim's the editor, Chris is an athlete.
Yeah, you know, it's not just, you know, student government. It's everyone. They're bringing everyone into it.
Yeah, it's not just the presidents of this and presidents of that. It's everybody.
Yep.
Well, that's going to end this episode of Lacey Township Today. Stay tuned for Lacey Lion Spotlight at 6:30 and Nick and Dan's Extraordinary Exposition of Entertainment at 7 tonight and Thursday at 5 o'clock.
Thanks for watching, and have a safe and pleasant evening. See you later.